Hello, good morning. Welcome to the Farmers Media. My name is Naima Nembres, and this is the Mid Morning Show. So, for those who are joining us, welcome very much on our live show at Facebook. And for those who are yet to join us, kindly join us on our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Farmers Media. Thank you very much. It's on Friday, Karibu Weekendi, and let's kick it up. So today we're having a guest with us whom will be helping us to talk about what does it take to transform a farm into agribusiness. That's our big question of the day. What does it take to transform a farm into agribusiness? So our guest today is called Kelvin, and welcome very much to our show.
Thank you, Nema, and thank you to the Farmers Day for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Introduce yourself before we start the show.
Okay, so my name is Kelvin Mule. I'm an agribusiness expert, and I'm glad to be here to educate our farmers out there on how you can turn your farm into an agribusiness.
Thank you very much, Kelvin. And I know all of us, we are happy. At least today we are here to know and to get the knowledge of turning a farm into agribusiness. Many of the days that we've discussed how farmers should do, how will you do correctly and all that. But at least now we are here. How will we turn the farm into agribusiness? How will the farm bring money? How will the farm bring at least some? How will it improve our economy? And before even we go to the topic of today, I would like us to discuss about the today's trend. And the first trend that I would like all of us to participate is the awareness of tree planting. Kevin, have you heard about it?
Yeah, for sure, I've heard about it. Even as a country, we already have a set target of increasing our forest cover. That is by 20% by 2030.
By 2030, yeah, I heard of that too. So it's which is very pretty to hear that, because it will at least cover this problem that you're facing upon drought.
Yeah, definitely. Because with the ongoing climate change crisis, I believe that that would be a very good start on curbing this whole situation.
Sure.
And I'm glad to realize that according to the Kenya Forest Services, we have actually attained 10% of our goal. So we are getting there.
Which is very pretty. And you as a person, do you think you've planted any trees so far?
Yes.
You have.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not. If I say I have, I will be lying. Yeah, I will.
Personally, I've done not so much, but at least 5 trees.
I think I should at least try and do how many in a month, or how many in a year?
You can start with, let's say, 2 in a month.
That
will be 36 trees in a year.
Yeah. How about you, as our viewers? Can you try at least? Can we try, me being one of them? Can we try and do 2 trees a month? And still, please, even you join us.
For sure. We are in
2
this
trees
together.
in a month. 2 trees in a month.
Yeah.
And whichever the place, even if you're in Kajiado, Nakuru, Turkana, Samburu, where people are facing a lot of drought, try and at least water it. In 1 year, 2 years to come, it will have at least a change. So that's a very good awareness, and everybody should look at it. So another trend is about taxation on agricultural products, which retards the economic recovery, which is very sad. Farmers, we are facing a lot when it comes to taxation, which is very sad too. Even when it comes to transportation, when it comes to the brokers, when it comes to the legal forms which they just get when they bring the produce in the market. It's very sad.
The biggest challenge when it comes to the taxation, I think it's the cess charge, whereby transporters need to pay taxes from one county to another. So I'm thinking of a scenario where someone is transporting their produce across 3 counties. So you find that they incur a lot of charges. Then we also have illegal barriers that have been set along these roads leading to the farms by the locals now. So that is also a big challenge when it comes to the transportation of this.
Yeah, you can imagine. You've just mentioned the 2 of them, but again, how about the brokers' fees? You know, the brokers, how they do this thing. It's as if they're the ones who have farmed, they're the ones who did irrigation, they're the ones who bought the fertilizer. Hey, that's a lot of charges. And when you just put all of that on a farmer, it's a lot.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you find that the farmer does not actually get the profits that they're supposed to get
Yeah.
due to all these charges. And I believe that the county and the national government should at least look into this and try and just help that farmer, the farmer on the ground, so that at least they can improve their profits.
Yeah, taxation should be the one thing that should at least reduce the cost of even food
Yeah,
and even the farm produce that a farmer need.
Yeah.
It should at least reduce at some
definitely.
point, which will bring the economy to somewhere. Government, please hear farmers' cries, and even the transportation people who does the agricultural produce, kindly do something and at least reduce the taxation, and the brokers, please do something. Feel the cries of the farmers, and even anybody who incurs the taxation, kindly look at the cries of others. Okay, let's go back to our topic of today. I'm really eager to know more about turning a farm into agribusiness, me being one of them.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Big question of the day. What does it take to transform a farm into agribusiness? Are you eager to know? Personally, I am, and that's why we have Kelvin today, who is an agribusiness expert, to discuss with us how to turn a farm into agribusiness. So, Kevin, what do you have to tell us about agribusiness? Just in general, or what you know? Maybe a farmer who doesn't know anything about agribusiness, how will you introduce it to them?
Okay, so basically, agribusiness is agriculture that is strictly on commercial principles, because you find that there are farmers out there who farm food just for their own consumption. But now, in terms of agribusiness, if you look at it from that angle, that means you need to commercialize by selling this produce. Agribusiness is classified to 3 categories. We have the food production, we have fiber, which is products that are used, maybe, for example, textiles, and we have forestry. We've just discussed about the forest
trees.
cover. Yeah, so that is also part of agribusiness as commercial forestry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you think farmers should focus on all?
Yeah. You should focus on all the value chains, because if we concentrate so much on food production, then we neglect the forest cover and the tree planting, then there won't be a balance. So for any farmer out there, for agribusiness, you can cut across the 3. Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of farmers, I've taken farmer as maybe just something basic.
Yeah.
I plant and then maybe I sell and that's it. And that's what personally I know. That's what a lot of farmers know. That hey, I just plant as long as my family has basic needs. I've attained the amount that I wanted, and my farm is doing well. My crops are growing well. That's it. Is that all that a farmer should consider when it comes to farming, or is there something big that you have for us to explain deeper when it comes to farming, not just as a farm, but at least let's look at it as a business?
Yeah, definitely. So I believe that farming is just like any other business. You need to have a lot of planning. So for agribusiness, I believe that first of all, there's the planning stage. Then we have the analysis stage. Then monitoring and evaluation. For the planning stage, this is where the business plan comes into use, into good use. And for this business plan, you have to consider things like production. What sort of inputs do you have? For the land, are you leasing land? For those who are doing horticulture, that is, are you leasing the land, or do you have the land? Yeah, basically in terms of production, everything that comes with it.
Okay, when you talk of production, should a small scale farmer and a large scale farmer still consider the same?
Yeah.
So it affects both small scale farmer and large scale farmer. When it comes to inputs, should a farmer record how much is the land if they are leasing, and how much produce are they buying, the inputs, the fertilizers, the seeds, and all that? Should they put them on the planning, or are there some things which should be ignored when it comes to planning?
I feel like that is one of the things that should be highly considered because you need to keep track of the cash, the capital that you're putting into the business. This in terms of the inputs, water supply, and also the maintenance of the farm in terms of weeding and all that. So yeah, I believe that record keeping is very key when it comes to planning because now this will show you the progress, and also this now will help you in pricing of your products when they're ready.
When they're ready.
Yeah.
So for maybe a person who doesn't know how to do the records or something like that, is there any way that you can maybe tell them or explain to them how it should be?
Okay, record keeping, depending on the farm you're having, can be as simple as you just have a book where you record the inputs, the amount you bought the inputs. If there is any, let's say, pesticides, fertilizers, and all that, you can also record the production process. Let's say the planting time and the expected harvest time. For example, when it comes to chicken, the poultry value chain, you can also record how many eggs are you getting per day, how many are going bad, how many are good for consumption, and all that. So basically, as simple as your farm is, it gets complicated on the larger you're doing, the more complicated. But I feel like you need just a simple format on what's coming in and what's going out. Yeah.
When we talk about the capital that is needed, because even that I understand that it should be on the record on the records when we are writing our records, the capital needed. If someone maybe doesn't have the enough capital to start, can they just continue, like can they just still start with the less they have and still maybe attain the agribusiness maybe plan or the how will I call it?
The execution of the whole plan.
Yes, exactly.
Definitely, because there's this saying that goes, journey of 1,000 steps. It just starts with one.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so basically, I believe that you can start small. You can start with the basic products, the inputs that you need. If you have land, if you have the seeds, fertilizer, and good supply of water, I believe you're good to go. Basically, that's the major aspects that we look at in agriculture. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Very, 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 very important. So when it comes again to the record keeping, maybe a farmer wants to try something new, or just I want to understand this. In case of anything that maybe was written or on the record, maybe a farmer doesn't know whatever where depending with where she is, maybe in the rural, and she did the record keeping, and in case something goes wrong in the record keeping or stuff, is there maybe a way that they can contact maybe the agribusiness people, the people who are learned on that, or the agronomists who know in things like that? Is there a way that they can get informed when it comes to record keeping and all that?
Yeah, definitely, because I believe in agribusiness we need the guidance
Sure.
of these agronomists because most of the time you find that, as you've said, guys just do farming maybe as a hobby, or they don't take it as serious as
Yeah,
it should be taken.
serious issue. Yeah.
Yeah, because now an agronomist will now walk with you through the journey. Maybe when it comes to soil health, the right fertilizer to you to apply and when to apply it,
Yeah.
The right pesticides and insecticides to use. Yeah, and basically all the whole journey, including the storage and the post-harvest handling, all that. Yeah, so I believe that the farmers can really be informed through our county governments have agronomists in the Ministry of Agriculture. So I feel like the farmers should actually utilize these people and get information from them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when it comes to marketing, do they need to include the marketing part of it in the record keeping, yet they don't have anything, they are still in the production? Should they think of the future about the market, and who should they go to when it comes to the marketing?
Yeah, the marketing strategy is actually part of the business plan because the business plan is broken into three.
Yeah.
We have the production, the marketing, and the distribution. So marketing is a very key role because you need to know when my produce is ready, where do I take it? Because there are produce that is actually very perishable; they perish quickly, like tomatoes, kale, spinach, and all that. So you find that before you harvest, I believe it's good to have a plan on how you'll dispose this product to the market, and that also helps you in pricing of your produce. Because if you know the market price out there, you can easily now, using your records, you can easily now price your produce so that it fits the market, and also you also get a profit. Usiumie sana.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So even before we go to the market, because marketing comes after the post harvest, the issue, the practices when it's post harvesting and the storage. So before even harvesting, what are the measures when it comes to record keeping and agribusiness? What will a farmer do different from how he or she was doing to attain the agribusiness plan when it comes to harvest, post harvest requirements and storage?
Uh, I feel like before you get your produce, first of all, the aspect you mentioned of storage is very important because if you don't store your food well, if you don't store your produce well, this will end up to post-harvest loss. So for the cereals, you need to dry them and store them in a very dry place, dry and cool place. So for this, you need to have a barn or a granary. Uh, for produce like tomatoes, you need to handle them well, and also the transportation. You need to put them in crates and not just in paper bags and all that. Yeah. So I believe that farmers should also plan on the storage because that is actually what will determine what they get in the market.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
most of the food actually that is lost after harvest. Because after that, now the farmers don't actually know how to handle it, and that's where the losses come in.
Okay, quick question to you as an expert in agribusiness. Have you ever maybe have a farmer who maybe wants you to do the records for him or the planning for him or her, and then it goes wrong when it comes to when it comes maybe to the market? You don't find the market, ama whatever the produce that has come from the farm, and depending with what is in the market, they are totally different. Yeah, have you ever been in that scenario where you don't know what to tell the farmer because he or she has put all the hopes in agribusiness? Can it fail at some point?
I believe each and every farmer out there can testify this that there are risks in agribusiness.
Yeah.
It's not just a walk in the park.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we expect this risk actually in any business, not even agribusiness, but in any business there are risks that come with it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So farmers should also be prepared, psychologically prepared. Things might go south very quickly,
yeah, uh-huh.
but now if you follow the right guidelines and you follow the right procedures, I think you can mitigate this risk and just make it minimal.
Kidogo, you change something.
Yeah, kidogo risk hapa na pale.
And what do you think are the main benefits of doing the agribusiness? What makes the difference? What will make a farmer to do the agribusiness and not just the normal farming? What are these great benefits you can advise a farmer? Hey, this and this. If you do agribusiness, these are the produce. These are the what can make me as a farmer not do just farming as usual, but aspire to do agribusiness?
Money.
Money.
We all have the money.
We are choosing that bag.
Yeah, we have to choose this bag.
Uh-huh.
So let's say for farmers who are doing, let's say, the export market, you find that there are specific guidelines that are in place for the quality of the produce and all that. So for you to venture into this, I'm telling you, the benefit is money. We are all after the bag. Sure. So how do I put this? Kuna pesa kwa kilimo. Kitambo guys used to think that agriculture is for the old guys. But now with the current trends and the agri-tech, the innovation and technology in agriculture, it's actually improving, and it is a very, very, very nice source of employment for the youth, because unemployment is a major issue in our country, not even in our country, globally. Yeah. So I think that agribusiness can be a very good solution to this, because youth out there, personally, I'm a farmer. From being an expert in agribusiness, I'm also a farmer. So there's this kidogo capital revenues I get from my farm. It can boost me in different aspects of my life.
Okay, you've mentioned something very, very, very important about the technology. Talking of agribusiness, and while talking to a farmer that a farmer, you should venture into agribusiness because of this and this. Do you think they should put in mind technology being the first major form of turning a farm into agribusiness?
Yeah, definitely. We have a couple of innovations that have come up, and this is actually making agribusiness easier and more efficient. Because now, for example, when you talk about value addition, we have guys who are selling mangoes. But for you to add value to the mangoes, there are farmers who are drying these mangoes and selling them as dried fruits using the solar dryers. So this kind of technology has actually helped diversify the agribusiness field, because you don't just have to sell the produce as it is. You can add value to the produce using this technology. And also when it comes to the monitoring and evaluation of your farm, we have innovations that are there. AI. We have AI. We have softwares. We have applications, mobile phone applications that can help you. Through just the whole journey. We have actually an application that can detect this diseases.
Even this when you're doing soil tests.
Exactly. Exactly. So this kind of innovation is actually what is making agribusiness now a venture that is interesting to the youth.
Exactly. Okay, for a farmer, how long does it take for a farmer to be for a farm to be profitable when a farmer has ventured into agribusiness? Maybe a farmer has never done agribusiness before, and this is their first time that they want to do agribusiness. This is the first question that a farmer will ask you: how long will it take for me to get that back? Because I've put my capital in it. Maybe even if it's that 200 bob, 1,000 or 10,000. But how long will it take me to get double of that, or to get any profit out of agribusiness?
What I can say, actually, farming is farmers have the most patience in any occupation. For a farmer, you need to be patient.
To be very patient.
It's not just you wake up one morning, you're a millionaire.
Exactly.
Doesn't work like that. For me, I can take maybe 5 years to really stabilize my business. For you, it might maybe take 2 years, depending on the practices that you are practicing and also geographical constraints and all that. So all I can tell farmers out there, when you're getting into this business, just be patient.
Because it depends. It has a lot, depending even with where we are coming from.
Exactly.
The climate.
Geographical constraints and all that. So patience is a virtue, my people. Patience.
And do you think the capital that you put in it matters? With depending, it also has its effects when it comes to the profit that you want.
In finance, the more you invest, the more you get.
So if you start with small, you will take those steps. Yes, you will reach, but it takes some time. But for a person who maybe will take big steps, they will.
Now that's where the aspect of smallholders and large-scale farmers come. I mean, because if you're doing, let's say, 10 acres and I'm doing an acre, I don't expect to get the same revenue you're getting. So mine will take more steps, but progressive steps.
So again, let me take you back on record keeping. Should a farmer even put, when it comes to machinery that they are using, should they include all that in the record keeping?
Yeah, definitely.
Because we've talked about the technology. So I guess machinery comes in technology, because it's something that just came up just the other day. People used to use those Mikono and the jembes and all
the
that.
plows.
Yeah. So right now there are tractors. There are like the one that we went to the expo. We saw even the plane doing the sprays and all that. So
and
should
drones.
all that be included in the record keeping?
Yeah, definitely, because this is an asset that you're getting for your business, and this will reflect to your accounts. So basically, I feel like you need to include each and everything that is based on this business, that is acquired to support your business, so that you may track your growth. Because if I buy maybe a tractor, then my produce in the, let's say if I give myself like 2 years, in those 2 years I need to have regained my capital, so that I can make profits. Remember, there's a difference between the working capital and profits. People may confuse the two. Whatever money you get out of the produce, that's not your profit. You have to now sit down and account for that money. You deduct for the money for the inputs and all that, and the tractors that you're getting, so that whatever remains, now that's your profit. You just don't consume all the amount as profit.
Okay. Even if I've never done agribusiness, I think I understand that. Maybe you tell us more. Before a farmer does maybe farming for this crop, maybe cabbages or maize, must they look at the market trend first? Not before even they consider the climate, before even they consider where they're coming from. Must they look at the market, or the market will come later?
They definitely should look at the market, because after you have all this produce, where do you take it? For example, I have 5,000 cabbages. I can't consume, my family and I can't consume
5,000 cabbages.
So I need to have a plan in place on how I'll dispose this to the market, and that can only be done by research, where you research on the market prices, the competitors, the best places to go and sell your produce. Because you might find that in an area we have like 20 farmers who are doing cabbages. So that's not the best place to sell your cabbages, because there's already surplus. In finance, we have the forces of supply and demand. So you have to go where the demand is high, so that you can at least sell your produce at a profit.
So if maybe let's say a farmer is coming from Nakuru, and maybe the competitors around, there are so many, and the competition is so high. Can you advise the farmer to bring the produce to Kajiado because the competition is not high, or because the demand is high from this area?
Yes.
So it will be maybe an advantage for them.
Yeah, it will be an advantage for them, because as you come, forces of supply and demand, is the demand gets high, you find that the prices also get high, and that's how now you curb the issue of sales charges and all that, because you have to deduct that. Then you can sell your produce at a profit.
Okay. Our viewers, I understand that we are getting very, very amazing information from Kelvin. Personally, I'm getting a lot, and I guess, and I understand, and I hope that you too you're being informed. Thank you still for those who are joining us on our social media handles at YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Farmers Media. For those who have not yet joined us, kindly join us, and we will appreciate your comment, your likes. Thank you very much as we continue to talk about on our big question about what does it take to turn a farm into agribusiness. Very interesting topic, and we have a very learned guest of ours here, Kelvin. Ama nimekupea flowers sana.
Zikuje.
You receive. Yeah, because you're giving us very interesting information, by the way. Who knows? Maybe kwanza sikuwa a farm can be a business. I think I should venture into it, by the way.
I'm glad to be of help to you people.
And I hope that the farm that you're doing, you've already turned into agribusiness.
Definitely.
I can come and see.
For sure, you're all welcome to come and see. You can actually, I believe that you can sell what you don't practice.
Yeah, sure.
So I need to be practicing.
You need to practice it first, so that I can. So before I tell someone I should practice.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I should get that quarter acre and do something.
I have classes, so
I should join. Tuonane nyuma ya tent. Very interesting. So as we were discussing about how can we turn a farm into agribusiness, so let's talk about social media when it comes to marketing. How does it come in when it comes to agribusiness? Because a farmer in rural areas, he wants to venture into agribusiness. He has a farm, he has the produce, he has everything. But when it comes to market inakuwa problem.
Yeah.
Anashanga mnaniambia niingie agribusiness, yet it has money. But how will I do the market? How will I do the marketing? Should I get someone to do the marketing for me? Or should I do it by myself? And if I'm doing it for myself, how will I do it?
Okay. So for the marketing part, we have a couple of strategies that we can use.
Yeah.
There are those farmers who sell at the farm gate. There are those who do door-to-door sales or have a sales team. Then the e-commerce now, the online platforms. And I believe that this has been of great help to the farmers because you don't have to like physically have a shop or anything. All you have to do is deliveries.
Yeah.
And this, with social media, you reach more people. It has a wider scope and audience. So I believe that social media has really helped agribusiness.
Yeah, sure, I know.
Yeah, we have these online platforms, Glovo, all that. Those are platforms that farmers can actually use.
Even a farmers media.
A farmers media. That one.
We are one of the platforms.
You should talk to these guys.
Yeah.
So I believe that this is a very nice way of marketing your produce and also getting to learn also what a guy is doing out there. Because in terms of market, maybe your produce is not getting market because it doesn't meet maybe the standards that are out there. So if you also research on these platforms, you might get to know why is it that a potato in this on this platform is going for, let's say, 200 kg, and
why is on
the other side it's like 100.
And where should I arrange my?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that helps you in a lot of aspects, actually, including the pricing. Yeah. So social media is the way to go. I believe that.
And even before you start even farming, to get the produce, will you advise a farmer to maybe check on the market where to get it cheap, where to buy the fertilizers cheaper, or all that? Or not even about cheap, the quality.
Yeah.
Because I understand agribusiness comes in. Does it tackle that?
It's all about quality. It's all about quality.
Yeah, sure.
Because you need quality fertilizer for you to get the best yield.
Yeah.
You need quality pesticides and insecticides.
Yeah.
So that's where now the agronomists come in.
Sure.
And there are online platforms that these agronomists give their services for free. Yeah. So if you utilize social media well, you can actually kill a couple of birds with one stone.
Yeah.
You can get your marketing, you can get your agronomic support, you can get this produce, because now with the subsidized fertilizer, you find that at least we're trying. We don't have to spend so much on fertilizer, so that money can be channeled into some other inputs. And
talking of fertilizer, you just reminded me about Kokoli fertilizer. It acts so magical, so wonderful. It's 100% water soluble. It's organic fertilizer. And about organic fertilizer, as an agribusiness expert, dealing with farmers, maybe advising them how to do to get the best and quality fertilizers. Would you advise a farmer to get an organic fertilizer? I'm trying not to mention inorganic. I'm mentioning organic.
Yeah, we have the organic and the chemical fertilizer.
Yeah.
But I believe that the organic fertilizers work better.
Very better.
Yeah,
and very well.
Yeah. And you don't have these side effects.
Yeah,
because the chemical fertilizers might have some residue in the fruits or in the produce. But with organic, that's you're sure that you're completely safe with that produce. And also in terms of quality, for the export market, they prefer the organic food.
So nice. So have you ever used Kokoli?
Yes.
Before even I mention it, have you ever used Kokoli? Because you are a farmer and again you are an agribusiness. Have you ever used it?
Not yet. I've not yet used Kokoli.
Do you have those plans on your report?
If I get the product, why not?
Because I'm telling you, Kokoli works very well. And the farmers they're out there and our viewers, you should try Kokoli. It's a granular water soluble fertilizer. It balances the pH. What else do you need in your farm?
When
Because-
you're talking about balancing of pH, what do you mean?
Maybe if your farm has a lot of acidity, maybe it's up to more of acid or more of basic. When you do cocoli, you use cocoli fertilizer. It balances it
Nice,
to be
nice.
neutral,
Okay.
which is very advantageous
Yeah,
and
so
very unique apart from other fertilizers. I believe.
So basically, Kokoli is focused on soil health, if I get you right.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
It's a reliable soil conditioner.
Nice.
If I can use that.
Okay, now that's
that
a product I
word,
want to
yeah.
use.
It's a product you should try.
Definitely. I'll
Yes,
definitely try
please.
that.
And again, you can use it with all crops, not only maize, not only fruits, not only cereals, legumes. Mention all of them. Mention all of them that you have in your farm. You can use it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can spray and still you can broadcast the fertilizer. So it has a lot of advantages when it comes to using Kokoli. So Kokoli is a fertilizer you can use. It's a fertilizer that it's advisable to use, and it will bring a very better and good produce for you.
Okay, so my farmers, let's try Kokoli, then we'll come to Neema with the feedback.
Yeah, please come with the feedback.
Okay.
Because we have testimonies of farmers who have used it and it has really worked well for them. It has a very difference when it comes to produce. The difference is you can see the difference. It's very different.
So I'll definitely try that.
Yeah, you will. You should.
I should.
Yeah. You should. So thank you very much for our viewers for watching us up to now. We are going for a very short break, and for those who are yet to watch us, kindly find us on our social media handles at YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Our Farmers Media. Let's meet after the short break. Thank you. Hello, welcome back to our Farmers Media. This is the mid-morning show. I'm your host, Neema Nembres, and today we've been having a very great friend of ours and a guest who is Kelvin, who has been explaining to us what it takes to transform a farm into agribusiness. And that was our big question of the day. What does it take to turn a farm into agribusiness? Thank you very much for all our viewers. And for those who have not yet watched us, kindly find us on our social media handles on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Our Farmers Media. And even we're having a radio channel. Find us at Our Farmers Media as well. So thank you very much, Kevin.
Yeah.
As we were discussing, what does it take to transform a farm into agribusiness? That's our big question of the day. What does it take to transform a farm into agribusiness? We've had a lot. Hey, that was something.
That was some content.
Na feel nika nimetoka math nini chemistry lesson. It was long, but na feel nika nimetoka chemistry lesson. That was
for
something.
this and more classes, just holla at your boy.
we holla you. But that was very interesting. We've talked about the planning. Now we were still on the planning, and I wanted to know more. We wanted to know more about distribution. Let's discuss about the distribution part of it when it comes to turning a farm into agribusiness. What can you inform us about that?
Okay, in terms of distribution, I believe that the first aspect you should look at is storage and post-harvest handling.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So after that, now in terms of distribution, we have the distribution channels. What channels are you going to use to take your produce to the market? Are you going to have a physical shop? Are you going to sell your produce at the market? Are you going to sell them online? And as we were discussing, we've just come to a realization that social media is the best platform.
It's the best.
Yeah, it's the best channel for distribution because with that you reach
a lot of people.
Yeah, you reach a very wide audience, and the finances that come with it are also limited because you don't have to pay for physical shops, rent, and permits and all that.
Yeah.
When you're running an online business, you just need your posts, your handle, and now you
kick out.
Yeah, now do the deliveries.
Yeah.
Yeah. In terms of distribution, we also look at after sales services. And this comes in terms of deliveries. Do you do deliveries to your customers? Doesn't necessarily have to be free deliveries because we have the aspect of transportation now, the fuel and all that. So you can charge for the deliveries, but I think the aspect of delivering to your customer is actually a very nice aspect to boost the trust.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also look at feedback. Do you get feedback from your customers?
Your customers, yeah.
Yeah, because I think you also need to get that so that you follow up so that you can also improve on your services later on. Maybe this time the quality of produce you had wasn't as good as So if you get feedback from these customers and these consumers,
you know where to improve and what to improve.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. But in terms of distribution, I think the main aspect is the storage and the transportation, the handling during the transportation. Yeah.
It has just reminded me when we went to the expo. I managed to interview the people who were demonstrating, or they were showcasing the storage, the ways of doing the storage properly. It was very interesting, by the way. First, the sacks which they were using to store the cereals, because for the longest, farmers have struggled with storing their cereals, and then they find the weevils. Actually, those to they're called weevils.
Then a group of schools.
Yeah. Okay.
Then a group of schools kula weevils kwa githeri.
Nilikula githeri kona weevils wewe. Ni jina tu imenipotea, but weevils kwa shule it was not good. It wasn't. It was as if they were part of beans, but
they were actually more protein content than the beans.
Than what we were taking. Yeah. Hey, amanda ilikuwa inaweka supu inakuwa strong.
That one. So yeah, I believe that there are these specific sacks where if you have any insects inside your grain,
Yeah,
they lock out the air.
exactly.
So the two weevils
They cannot.
suffocate.
Yeah,
They can't
they'll suffocate,
survive.
and then they won't get their way in.
Yeah.
Yeah. The demonstration was very nice, and I loved their way of storage. By the way,
Yeah.
very very awesome. So you've talked about social media,
Uh-huh.
how you should create the pages and all that, and again market yourself on social media as the main platform of sale. Should a farmer brand their crops or their produce? That let's talk about branding, because I cannot just sell. Or what will make a farmer be different from other farmers?
Actually, branding plays a very good role in that, because one, it creates trust with the consumer.
Exactly.
Because I'll basically trust a produce that is branded
more than just a produce.
the one that is done just
exactly.
Yeah, so I believe that the branding is very important, and it also brings you out there to the farmer.
It's another way of selling your produce and being known.
Yes, I believe you can testify to this. There are products that maybe in the past you've bought, not because they are different from other products,
just because they have that
just the
name.
Packaging, the branding and the packaging.
And the package, just attracted me to it, and I was like, hey, let me buy this and not
exactly. So for someone who's venturing into agribusiness, I believe that that's a very nice aspect to look at it, so that you can create a brand. Out here, guys are dealing with brands. So if you get your own brand, you have a logo there.
And the way nowadays, the way people wanakuwa wajanja. Like right now is not like those days, because those days when you would see brands, you would say, hey, this thing might be expensive, let me buy the one that doesn't have brand. But nowadays, even branded produce or branded crops on the market are better.
And they show
and the
quality
is very awesome. You understand? And again, when I talk about branding, does it incur a lot of cost?
Not really. Not really, because all you need for branding now is a logo, a name. You can register your company. And by registering your farm, you can either register it as a business name. This is whereby you're given a specific name that is recognized by the government that can allow you to start your operations in the country. Or you can register your farm as a limited company. So as long as you've registered your farm, you have maybe a logo of your farm. The only thing that is left is now the printing and the placing of the logos and all that in the packages.
Okay, I've seen. Okay, I don't know if I know you've ever been in Naivas or Eastmart and those supermarkets or the groceries. You find maybe the packages are somehow different from the ones maybe which are outside. You understand? Any grocery that you get in, you will find maybe skumas or spinach are in a bag. Only like bag ya kitungu, the net bag. And then they just have a sticker on it. Can that still be used when you talk about branding with a farmer? Because I understand that might be a bit cheaper and affordable. Can that still be branding when you call it branding? Or what do you mean by branding? Does it mean you need to have very much sealed bag?
By branding, I mean basically putting the company or the farm name out there. Whatever you're talking about now, that comes in terms of packaging. How do you package this? We have different packaging methods. Now that can be the farmer is the one who to choose the best packaging method they need. But in terms of branding, that's where we have the t-shirts. You can have merchandise like t-shirts, capes, you have banners, and the logos now.
You can even place this posters. You can put them on groceries and
exactly. That. Now, if you have those posters, you can just create small stickers that you can be placing on the packages of your produce.
Okay, so thank you for the correction about packaging. Does agribusiness come in that? Should
Can
the
you
farmer
explain
should
on
the
that?
farmer get should the farmer get a proper packaging so that it goes to the market? Or when we talk about the recording and all that,
Yeah.
how does packaging come in for a farmer who wants to deal with agribusiness? Should they consider it as a major form of venturing into agribusiness?
Yes, because how you package your product determines how it gets to the consumer. If, for the example that you've just given, there's a product you bought not because it's any different from any other product, but just because of the packaging.
Yes.
Yeah. So the packaging is a form of attracting the consumer to your brand, because there are specific produce that need specific type of packages. Now, depending on how fast they perish or how sensitive they are in handling.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So in terms of packaging, now that's for the entrepreneur to just sit down and look at what's in the market and how you can penetrate that market using your packaging and your branding.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that's very nice. So again, about agribusiness, turning a farm into agribusiness. That's our big question of the day. How can you transform a farm into agribusiness? So does transportation come in that?
Yeah.
Should
definitely.
the farmer consider transportation as one of the issues that should be on the board when it comes to agribusiness?
Yeah, definitely, because now that's under distribution. For you to distribute your produce, transport is
main
part of that. That's the main part of it.
Nice. And as we've talked on the trend, we've discussed on the trend about how taxation kills people out here. It's killing the economy, it's killing the agricultural produce and all that. Talking about transportation and the challenges that come in transportation, I believe that they should be still on the record part when it comes to agribusiness. I believe that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So what are the challenges that you, as an agribusiness expert and as a farmer, because you mentioned you're one, how does transport affect the agribusiness part of it?
The transport part, we can say, in terms of handling, as I've said,
the loading and offloading.
Yeah. There's some produce, for example, the tomatoes.
Yeah.
You don't just throw them into
the truck.
Yeah, they need to be in crates and all that.
Arranged well.
Yeah, but in terms of now what comes with the transport, I feel like farmers have been really suffering out here because of the taxes that you've just mentioned, the cess, and there's an area we visited just a couple of months ago. I found that the locals have barriers along the road for their own reasons.
Okay.
But I feel like this is also affecting the farmer because it's affecting the farmer because it hinders these transport guys from getting to the farm, and also the bad state of the roads out there, which is the government can actually look into that. Yeah, so I believe transport is a major constraint to the farmers, and it actually incurs a lot of costs to the farmers. So I would advise farmers, for one, aggregation. I think aggregation is the best, whereby if you have 10 farmers from a particular area that are producing the same produce, instead of each of them having their own transport means, they can aggregate the produce and just move them as one produce.
So that's very important. And talking of the barriers that you found, how was the torture? Or what did the local people want from you?
Basically, you have to pay for you.
You have to pay the locals.
Yeah.
Okay.
For your car to pass that barrier, you need to pay them.
All cars, or only the ones which are having the agricultural produce or crops?
Basically, for some weird reason, I think they know foreigners and they know the locals. Yeah, so if you're a foreigner around that area, no matter what you're going to do,
you have to pay.
You have to pay. So
Okay,
you see that
that's-
now cuts across to
Yeah.
guys who are transporting. If you have like 5 lorries going that,
Exactly, that's a lot of money. And then now coming again to the county government where you're supposed to pay the cess taxes.
yeah.
That's,
So if you
that's a
find
lot.
like 5 barriers along the road,
Mhm.
then when you're crossing to another county, you also have to pay cess.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see that's kind of expensive.
Okay, let's go back to the record keeping. Should a farmer put that on board when it comes to the record keeping? That this is the capital that I brought in the farm. I started with this capital, and then these are the charges that it will cost me until the harvest. And then now we are coming to the transportation. Should he or she put that on board?
Yeah. In terms of planning, I believe it should capture each and every step that you're going through to get this produce from the farm to the consumer. So anything in that process should be included in your plan, so that now, as I said, it will help you in pricing your product.
Yes.
And it will also help you in monitoring your business. Is whatever you're doing profitable? Because you'll find that we all want the money, but if you're not making enough profits out of this, then you have to reconsider and go back to the drawing board and change your whole business model.
Yeah. So, our viewers, how are you keeping up with the discussion? For me, it's very what will I do? How will I describe it?
It's very informative.
Exactly. Wow. That's the word.
I believe my thoughts.
Yes, it is. You have a very great information for us, and you've given us interesting knowledge that we didn't have. And again, our big question of the day: what does it take to transform a farm into agribusiness? Have you ventured into agribusiness, or are you just a farmer? Are you doing farming as a hobby? And if you're doing farming as a hobby, meet us on our discussion of today. Kindly join us and get new information about turning your farm into agribusiness. Interestingly, it doesn't only venture into large-scale farmers, even the small-scale farmers. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Even the small-scale farmers. And as we were discussing about transportation, the challenges of transportation when it comes to agribusiness, not only you as a farmer does it, is it a problem to you when it comes to transportation? But even the agribusiness people, it's a problem, the transportation.
Yeah.
Now here we are with a project of ATLS, Affordable Transport and Logistics. It's a project that we are doing, and it's sponsored by UK Tech Hub and UK Aid. How are you doing your transport when it comes to agricultural produce? How are you doing yours? Or are you still struggling with it?
I'm still struggling in a way, but I have a couple of farmers, fellow farmers, that we use the method that I was telling you about, aggregation. So we try and just get all our produce
in one place, and then do the transportation.
Transport it as one load.
Yeah, I think that's very good.
Yeah,
it helps a lot. And again, you just pay if it's taxation, you pay the taxation as a group.
Yeah,
so it won't be that much expensive.
Yeah, so the burden doesn't just fall on one farmer. Yeah, you split the cost.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah,
farmers should try.
Yeah, farmers should actually try. And I'm meant to understand that in our counties we have aggregation centers.
Yeah,
for, let's say, cereals. Basically for any farm produce, we have aggregation centers in each and every county. So the farmers out there should just reach out to agronomists and the county officials to just get to know where they can take their produce and how they can benefit from all those services.
Yeah. Very, very, very awesome and good advice to the farmers. So we've talked about planning. Let's talk about the analysis. We want to talk about, you mentioned first about planning, analysis, and monitoring when it comes to agribusiness.
Yeah.
So what does it entail, the analysis itself?
Okay, for the analysis, we have this method that we normally use called the SWOT analysis.
Yeah, the SWOT analysis.
SWOT analysis basically means your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats. So after that plan, you've made your plan, what are your strengths according to whatever you've planned.
Whatever you've planned.
Yeah, your unique selling points. What makes your business stand out? So those are your strengths. So you need to actually take a keen look on the plan that you've made, so that you can notice the strengths that you have.
And for a farmer who is starting the agribusiness as their first time, how will they know their strength? Because they're doing it as their first time.
Now that depends on the strategy you're using. Because, for example, we had mentioned organic farming.
Yeah.
Organic farming is actually what guys out there want.
Wow.
So, in your unique selling point, as you approach that consumer or that investor, you tell them that I do organic
farming.
Yeah, that is what is separating me from the rest. Because the others use chemical fertilizers.
My produce are
my produce is fully organic. So that can be a very strong. That can be one of the strengths to actually boost you in your marketing strategy. Yeah.
Okay, and so how about the person who has already ventured into agribusiness? Talking of strength, will he or she look at the branding part of it, the selling part of it, the marketing, and still how does he stands out?
Yeah, the strengths can cut across actually, because if you have created a good brand, actually the brand is the strongest strong point. And then in terms of marketing, your marketing channels, how many people are you reaching out there? That's a very great strength. In terms of packaging, how you package your produce, is it beneficial? Is it environmental friendly? Is it efficient? You understand?
Yeah.
So this can be part of your strengths for those who have already been venturing into
agribusiness.
Yeah. So after the strengths, we have the weaknesses. Each and every person personally also have a weakness. Yeah. So even the plan, you look at your weaknesses. What are your shortcomings in that business plan? Maybe, as we've said, farmers can start small. Maybe you didn't have enough capital to go big.
Yes.
So as a constraint, the capital, now we can use the weaknesses that you've stated or allocated to now see how you can improve on your business.
Yeah.
So getting to know your weaknesses is actually one of the strengths, I believe. Because once you know your weakness, you can work on improving on it.
So weakness we are talking about when we are beginning to farm.
Yeah, when you're
in
turning.
the shamba now.
Yeah. When you're turning it to an agribusiness.
Yeah, into agribusiness. Yeah. So there is where we are looking at the weakness. What fertilizer did I use which was wrong? Which pesticide did I use which was wrong?
Yeah.
Which companies should I use?
What marketing strategy? Have I done my branding correctly? Have I done my packaging? Yeah, all that now in a nutshell.
Okay. Are there maybe strategies maybe which a farmer should look at when it comes to improving their weaknesses? Maybe when it comes to the weaknesses, maybe the farmer used to do the strategy, the agribusiness by themselves. They didn't use maybe the agronomist, as you said. There are people who at least know what problems can a farm maybe have and all that, or maybe an expert like you. Should a farmer maybe acknowledge those gaps and fit in someone to help?
Yeah, definitely. Let me relate this to football for my football lovers out there.
Don't talk about it if you don't know it, because I'm a fan.
I'm also a fan, a very big fan, by the way. Manchester. So Manchester United, not Manchester City, Manchester United. So even the greatest players have a coach. Ronaldo and Messi have a coach. They may be the best, but they have a coach.
They have some weaknesses.
Now translate that to a farmer. You're a farmer. You know what you're doing, but maybe what you know is not the right thing. So you need someone out there to walk with you in this journey. Now that's where the agronomists come in. They don't have to be physical. We've said we have platforms where they offer their services online and for free. Yeah. So I think farmers should actually utilize this and get information from these agronomists. Yeah.
Just yesterday, I was talking about there is a place that I talked about the trainings. Do you think they should attend trainings mostly, and the webinars?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because agriculture is transforming,
Mhm.
and it's there's evolution each and every day. There are new innovations that are coming in. There are new
Yeah.
practices that are coming
They
in.
should keep on the trend.
Yeah, there are new seed varieties that are out there. So by you attending these exhibitions and these trainings, you get to get that information that maybe if you had just sat on your farm, you wouldn't get that information.
Mhm.
And you know, people out here, we have this saying that ignorance is not an excuse.
Yeah.
Just because you ignore something doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So we should, as farmers, we should put ourselves out there, attend these expos, attend the training sessions.
trainings,
Yeah, so that you can just add into your information. We are always learning.
Mhm.
Yeah, and learning is a continuous process.
It's a
Just
yeah.
you can't be knowing everything, but
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the opportunities that a farmer, that an agribusiness nini has outside here.
Yeah, for the opportunities now, depending on the value chain you're in, this will help you in the scalability. How can you scale up your business? Because, for example, you might be doing cattle rearing as a pastoral farm.
Yeah.
But then again, you come and notice that farmers out here who are rearing livestock don't have enough feed. So that might be an opportunity for you as an entrepreneur. You still venture in your livestock keeping, but now diversify it to feeds.
To feed.
Yeah. Now that will be like a whole package, because you can use this feed to feed your livestock and sell, and still you can use this feed to sell to other farmers who practicing the same practice you have. Yeah.
Okay, you mentioned something very, very, very interesting about the livestock. So agribusiness should cut across livestock keeping, crop farming, and any other agribusiness, agricultural practices out here.
Yes, agriculture is, we have horticulture and livestock rearing. Horticulture is purely plants. Livestock rearing is now the livestock and husbandry value chain. Yeah.
So it should cut across that.
Yeah, it cuts across.
Where whoever, even if a farmer is doing livestock keeping, they should do the records, the planning, like everything that we've talked about so far. They should do the same.
Exactly.
How does transportation come in when it comes to livestock?
You find that guys from Loitoktok are transporting cows to KMC in at the river.
Yeah.
How do you do that? And you also have to pay those sales charges. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it just cuts across everything. We are not just specifically focused on horticultural farming. Yeah.
Okay, very, very interesting. So the threats that agribusiness has in general, how does it affect the everything when it comes to agribusiness?
In terms of threats, we can look at the competitors out there.
Sure.
Because these are the number one people who will make you run out of business.
Yeah.
Yeah, if your competitor does it better than you do, then in a few months' time, in a few years' time, you'll be out of business. Yeah, so you should actually study how your competitors are doing, and that's now comes to the market research.
Yeah.
You should study how the market is, how things are being done there, how the production is done, how the pricing is done. Yeah. To add on that, we also have government policies. By these government policies, we have the tax. That's the biggest threat.
Yeah, the biggest
because
threat.
they are always fluctuating. This time you're buying fertilizer at 3,500. In 2 months' time, it's double 5,000. You see, yeah. So that those are things that are affecting farmers. And as a farmer, I think you should be ready for such policies. Yeah, for such policies to affect you. So now that comes back to the planning.
Do you think climate is one of the threats that a farmer should look at it?
Definitely.
First, right now where the drought has hit everywhere.
Yeah.
I think, but again, farmers didn't plan for it.
Yeah.
And then it's just a shock that it has come all of a sudden in Kenya or all parts where it has come. And it's really affecting farmers.
Yeah.
How will you go about when it comes to the record keeping, that the climate has changed, my produce have died? What changes will I make?
In this era of climate change and all that, I believe that even the government has policies in place whereby they're advising farmers to do more of drought-resistant crops. And also, as an entrepreneur, as you're doing this, have you planned for your source of water? Because agriculture is not about water. No, horticulture. Since it's
Not
horticulture, but also basically even the livestock need water.
but not a lot.
Yeah,
as
the plants. Yeah. But I feel like you need to have this in plan. Where do you source your water from? Is it a reliable source? Yeah. So that will also help you improve your yield. And yeah, I hope I've answered your question.
Yes, you have. Now, talking about the climate and the irrigation part of it, when it comes to the record keeping, where do I get my water and all that? How does it affect my farm, the treatments and all that? Still, the farmer should put that on board.
Everything, because that is what is making the end product. So whatever is included in the process of getting your end product should be included in your records. Yeah, in the business plan, and also you should also have independent records. Leave alone, apart from the business plan, you should also have independent records where now you, because maybe you're sourcing water from, how do I say this? This lorries, this boozers. So the number of times you've sourced water, you need to record that. How many liters did you source? Or how much did it cost? Yeah. So that at the end of it all, now you'll analyze the input you have and the output, so that you see if your venture is making any business sense.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
So our viewers, I understand that the knowledge is very important, and personally, I'm happy about it. I will venture into that. Really, very serious. We've talked about transportation. We've talked about the inputs that are needed in a farm. We've talked about the fertilizers, and being part of the fertilizers that we've used is cocoa leaf fertilizer. We're having a guest with us who will be talking about cocoa leaf fertilizer. Very, very, very important fertilizer that we should use. So, our guest, are you on board? Can you hear us?
Yes. Hello?
Okay, thank you very much for joining our live show. I would like you to introduce yourself and maybe speak to us more about the cocoa leaf fertilizer and how important it is
Yes.
to farmers.
Okay, my name is Aziz. We are a Kenyan company. It's called the EG Agro. We are supplying cocoa leaf fertilizers in Kenya as well as East Africa. So cocoa leaf is a world-class fertilizer. It's water-soluble, granular water-soluble fertilizer. And it is not only fertilizers focus on the nutrition elements, it has a soil conditioner. So which is very important. So I was listening to your conversation for your program, and you were asking what does it take to transform a farm into agribusiness. That is a very important question. And I can simply answer, in order to transform a farmer, first you have to transform the soil. Soil transformation. That is a very important now. So the most important for all of us to let our farmers have a business, have a successful business. They can make money from farming, which is very important to sustain the Kenyan economy. Those farmers, small scale farmers, they have to make money. So to transform the farmers, I'd like to start with soil transformation. Soil transformation is very, very important now because our soil are already exhausted. Because of a lot of chemicals are inside the soil, a lot of fertilizers inside the soil. So the organic matter of the soil, it has been changed with the time. That's why we came with a new technology and a new product. It's called the Cocori. This Cocori is a soil amendment product. It's to recover the organic matter in the soil. Is to recover the soil pH, and is to enhance the soil condition to let the roots absorb the nutrition elements. So by end of the day, the money farmers are playing in the soil, they will maximize the uptaking and they will maximize the efficiency to let the planet eat well. If the planet eat well, it will have a good crop, good harvesting. Very simple in this way.
And I would like you to emphasize on that. How does Kokoli balance the pH value?
Yes, actually, Cocori, it has a unique substance. It has international patent. It's called the polymeric acid substance. This polymeric acid substance is a unique substance in the world. It is only available in Cocori products up to now. So this polymeric acid substance, if your water is acidic and your soil is alkaline, it will buffer both of them. Or if your water is alkaline water, because I can see majority of water, boreholes in Kenya, borehole water is pH from 7 to 9. And we need to bring the pH to up to 6. Then also the soil pH in some areas between also 7 to 9 and other areas between 3 to 4. So we need to bring also the soil pH up to 6. And the agronomists and the soil testing specialized people, they understand the importance for balancing the soil pH in order to breed the useful bacteria which allow the roots to uptake the nutrition elements. When the soil pH is not buffered well, is not balanced, it will be a very good environment to the harmful bacteria to breed around the root zone. Then the planet will struggle to uptake the nutrition elements. That's why Cocoli came here to change the soil condition, change the soil pH, give the root zone the best, and ideal condition to uptake the nutrition elements from the soil. Yes, that's it.
I have a quick question. From what I've gathered, so basically Cocoli does not only work on the soil, but you also change the pH of the water that you're using.
Hello, sorry, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Repeat the question again, sorry.
Yes, I'm saying from what I've gathered, I'm understanding. My understanding is that Cocoli does not only work on the soil, but it also balances the pH of the water that you're using. Is that correct?
Yes, it's correct. It will buffer the media, either it is water or soil, or even hydroponics, But we are talking now to the Kenyan farmers, and I believe majority of your audience are small-scale farmers. So we are using water to irrigate the soil.
Okay, another question to you is, as we are talking about cocoa leaf fertilizer, is it a fertilizer that has been tested in different areas, and if yes, how is the produce different from other fertilizers? Are you with us? Did you get my question? Are you online?
You hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Let me repeat my question. As we
Yes,
are
I
talking.
hear the question.
Okay,
I
say
hear the
it.
question. Yes. Coconut has been tested in different regions in Kenya. And before Kenya, coconut is a world-class product. We are using this product in 60 countries overseas, all over the world. So even in Kenya, in different kind of soils, in different crops, in different seasons, coconut always get a good harvest and get a better yield with a better quality and increase the revenue for the farmer. Yes.
You've talked about the nutrition aspect of broccoli. How does this work? Can you expand on that?
The nutrition,
The nutritional value. How does it help the plant get the maximum nutrition value?
you see, coconut is a granular. It's a granular and water soluble. Once you broadcast coconut in the soil, it will dissolve automatically, even without rains. So that dew early morning, because it's a very sensitive product to the water or the humidity, it will start dissolving. Once it will dissolve in the root zone, so the nutrition elements inside coconut, it, it will be released to the root zone. Then coconut will buffer the pH for the soil. So it will give the best and ideal condition for the roots to take those nutrition elements available in coconut. And still coconut has so many ingredients, I believe it will take more time. We can organize another session to explain the product in more details. But by end of the day, coconut will hold and look the nutrition elements in the root zone, as well as it will buffer the soil pH, activate the root zone to uptake those nutrition elements. So very simple, coconut is a soil conditioner and fertilizers to feed the crop and they maximize the uptaking from the soil. So when you come to the harvesting season, you will definitely find the improvement in production from 10 to 30%.
To understand, to maybe emphasize on this, I understand that their methods of application are, you can apply maybe on with broadcasting and dissolving in water, maybe when you're spraying and all that. So which one can you encourage a farmer to do? Maybe is it broadcasting or is it dissolving the fertilizer in water?
You see, we do propose coconut application.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, majority of Kenyan farmers is the two application, planting and top dressing. So the plant majority farmers they plant with DEB and the top dress with calcium nitrate or urea or CN.
Mm-hmm.
So we do propose to mix the coconut in planting with DEB and they mix the coconut again in top dressing, cocoa and CAN or urea or calcium nitrate or whatever. So the mixing percentage, if we are using per acre 50 kg of DEP, we can use cocoa only 5 kg to 10 kg, according to the budget for the farmer. Then in the top dressing, we mix only 50 kg of CAN. We'll mix 5 kg to 10 kg of cocoa. In both scenarios, we are going to ensure that cocoa in the soil to amend the soil and give the planet and the root zone the best ideal condition to uptake the nutrition element. And after planting, if we can spray 1 or 2 times, it will be also very good. And to spray with cocoa 1 acre, we need only 1 kg of cocoa. So it is, in terms of dosage, for 1 acre we can use 10 kg to 20 kg of cocoa for 1 acre. It depends on the crop. So it's a kind of soil amendment.
Picked 1, 2, 3 points about cocoa leaf fertilizer. So thank you for our viewers who have been in touch with us, and for those who are yet to follow us, kindly find us on our social media handles on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Our Farmers Media. Let's meet after this short break.
Keep it a Farmers Media, where you connect, learn, and grow. Keep it a Farmers Media, where you connect, learn, and grow. Keep it a Farmers Media, where you connect, learn, and grow. Keep it a Farmers Media, where you connect, learn, and grow. Keep it a Farmers Media, where you connect, learn, and
Thank you so much for our viewers who have been in touch with us. And for those who are yet to follow us, kindly follow us on our social media handles at YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook at Our Farmers Media. Thank you very much. We've been having a very interesting topic with us, which we have a very good question of the day, which is, what does it take to transform a farm into agribusiness? And here with us we have a guest. We have a guest who has shared very interesting information with us about everything that we needed to hear. But we are not yet. We have maybe another session that we need you to explain to us about the monitoring of the agribusiness.
Okay, so for the monitoring, basically, as a farmer, as an entrepreneur, what I do is called the trend analysis. That's how I monitor my farm. Let's say for one season, the inputs, my records for one season, how I went about the business and the profits I made. Then another season, I use like, let's say 3 seasons to compare which was the best, what were the changes, and yeah, basically through analyzing that, now I can just know where am I going wrong, what should I improve on, and what should I continue doing. Because basically, as I've said, we all need the money. So if the money is going up and the produce is going up, then it means you're good to go.
Yeah, so I guess monitoring is another session that a farmer should really be keen on, because it's cutting across everything in general.
Yeah, this is a business, and in every business you have to look at the trends. How are you? Is there any growth from when you started to this particular point? Do you notice any growth? And now through that, you can be able to make decisions on your business model. Will you change it, or will you just continue the same business model?
Just continue with the same.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the SMEs on agribusiness.
Yeah, the SMEs, these are the small and medium enterprises. These are the enterprises that have been in existence for more than 3 years, who are actually stable. And you find that for these SMEs, what they are looking for is maybe investments. And for you to get these investments, your business has to be investor ready. So for your business to be investor ready, the first thing is registration. Is your company registered? Secondly, the social impact. What's the social impact out here? Have you employed any employees in your farm? Out of the employees you've employed, how many of them are youth? How many of them are women? Because we are currently gaining at, we're mainly focusing at helping the youth and the women. So you should also focus on that. And in terms of financial statements, are there proper records of your financial statements? When you get this money, do you just spend it on anything, or do you have your money stored in a bank? Now, those statements can easily be used by an investor to know if your business is scalable, and if they invest money in your business, what will be the rate of return? Yes. So the return on your business is what now the investors will want to look at, and that will be only shown by your financial statements.
Okay. Yeah. How can a farmer get in touch with the investors? Maybe after doing all that we've discussed, how will they get in touch with the investors? And are the investors available really in Kenya?
Yeah, true. They are, because we have a couple of organizations out here that are actually guiding farmers through the agribusiness journey. Through this, they just show you how do you make a proper business plan that you can pitch to an investor. After that, do you have proper strategies? Do you have proposals? They'll help you come up with proposals that can be fitted to those donors or investors. And at the same time, we have just a minute.
It's okay.
For the proposals, we also need to do pitches. There's this thing we call a 2-minute elevator pitch. So how do you come up with all that so that when you introduce your business, or when you're pitching your business to these investors, it makes sense from a business angle?
Okay, thank you very much for that information. That is so nice. If we have investors out here, we should, I think, do the agribusiness, and at least for some time you get the support and what you really need to make farming be a business.
Yeah, for sure. If for the farmers out there, if you do your research well, you'll find out that there are a couple of organizations, actually more than 10 organizations in Kenya, who are supporting agribusinesses and who are working with you through the journey, just to ensure that your business is investor ready.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's very important to hear that. So we've talked about a lot. We've talked about the planning, we've talked about the analysis and the monitoring of everything, and we've understood that I have understand that monitoring is cuts across everything. That is what closes the report. It closes everything, the sales, the marketing strategy, the transportation, and all that is needed to kick into agribusiness. So thank you so much, our viewers. What will you go with after this show? What information do you have about turning your farm into agribusiness? Are you an agribusiness already? And what are the challenges are you facing? Can you share with us on the comment section, and we'll get back to you with very cute answers that we will answer you. And if you still don't have a plan, can you get in touch with us, and we will get to you with maybe a plan on how to start the agribusiness and how you will kick into it. And I think farmers should stop taking farming as just a hobby, but at least now with such in the bag, we look at it as a very great business out here.
Yeah.
Because I looked at, if all farmers would look at farming as an agribusiness, Kenya should be rich,
Actually,
because we have a lot of farmers out here,
yeah, true.
and we can even manage the economic struggles that we are having if we venture into agriculture as agribusiness. Yeah, so this is a very interesting topic that we've had, and thank you, Kevin, for being with us all that long.
Thank you for having me.
And you've given us very wonderful information about turning farm into agribusiness, which we should look at it, and all farmers should aspire to be in agribusiness. Thank you very much for our viewers, the people who are yet to watch us. Kindly find us on our social media handles at Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Our Farmers Media. Thank you very much. I was your host, Naima Nembres. Thank you so much.